Hi, Chef Jess here, and today we're doing another video about PANACEG. So what is PANACEG? It's part of our not egg range, and PANACEG is a replacement for whole eggs, an array of different recipes to replace the 8 major functions of eggs. And today I'm going to show you how to make an all-time favorite and classic, a chocolate brownie. So the PANACEG product comes in this powdered form, and you'll see on the next slide here the functions that it's actually replacing in an egg. So when we talk about eggs and replacing eggs in the vegan world, traditionally an egg replacer that we're commonly used to, such as chia seeds, flax seeds, banana, that type of thing, is only really replacing one function. So unfortunately it limits us with the type of recipes that we can do, or we're having to compromise a lot on the finished product, from its texture, from its mouthfeel, from its functions, to give us a great product. Typically, when we make a brownie, traditionally it would carry a lot of eggs. So what are those eggs doing in the brownie? So the major functions of the eggs in the brownie is emulsification. So when we think about a brownie, it has a lot of fat, and we need to combine that fat and water component in the brownie so everything is nicely emulsified, and that's also going to play a role in the mouth feel. Another thing that the eggs are doing in a traditional brownie is adding moisture. So instead of using the eggs, we're going to use the PANACEG for that. In addition to adding moisture, because there's so much fat in there, there's not much flour in there, we really need something that's going to hold everything together. So traditionally the eggs would be doing that. So that's binding, coagulation, and setting. So that's what we're looking really to do with the PANACEG product. Unfortunately, when we're using a traditional vegan alternative, such as some of the egg replacers that I just mentioned, it's only going to be replacing maybe one of those functions. So we get left with a brownie that might be really soggy and wet, that's all falling apart, or we might be left with something that's really cakey, but it doesn't have that moist and chewy texture that we're looking for. So we're always looking to compromise on something that we love. So that's why we've created this product, so you can enjoy brownies how you used to remember them, with all those amazing textures, by using just one product. So I've chosen today to teach you guys how to make this classic brownie, which is going to be fudgy, chewy, moist, delicious, because I like to always mention when I'm teaching my classes, there's 4 main recipes that you're going to see on pretty much any menu when it comes to desserts, and brownie is one of them. So it's one of those things that is really important to have in your tool belt in the kitchen to know when it comes to desserts. Okay, so to start off with, we have some ingredients here. I'm going to be combining my melted butter in our stand mixer, or you can just use a bowl with a hand mixer, with our cocoa powder. So this is just toasted cocoa powder. Now I'm just going to slightly mix that just so everything mixes together, and then put it on the stand mixer just for a couple of moments to combine everything. So how to get this brownie recipe? Just in the comment section below, in addition to in the description of this video, you'll find the recipe. So we've had our cocoa powder and melted butter whisking up just for a couple of moments. I have our PANACEG, which has been prepared. This is to replace 5 eggs. And we're going to be adding this in 3 stages to create a strong emulsion and a great texture. So we're going to add 1/3 of our prepared PANACEG mixture, and we're going to be adding this in addition. So 1, 2, 3, a little bit at a time, whisking it together to create a strong emulsion, and that's going to create a great texture. So this step is very important. It's a great technique. Okay, so we've had our butter and our cocoa mixture beating up for 5 minutes, and now we're going to be adding in some of our next ingredients. So I have here some granulated sugar. We're also using some instant coffee powder that's really going to bring out the chocolate flavor in our brownie, in addition to some vanilla extract. So I'm going to pop this into our mixer all at once, and then we're going to beat that for an additional 5 minutes. So while it's blending for 5 minutes, I'm going to answer a question that a lot of people ask. So can I use anything other than sugar? To use something other than sugar, such as a liquid sweetener, dates, or something like that, it's really going to affect the texture of this recipe. So you can do it. However, come to my pastry class and I'm going to teach you how. Okay, so we've been mixing for 5 minutes. It's now to take our batter off our mixer. Now I have here some all-purpose flour or plain flour, and we're going to sift that directly into our bowl. And this is just going to get folded through. So a lot of people ask me, can I use a different type of flour? Can I use a gluten-free flour? Can I use a whole wheat flour? You absolutely can. Remember, it is going to, again, change the texture of our brownie, and you will have to compromise on that. So as I'm folding this through, you want to make sure that you don't overmix it. So we're folding it through until we just start to, the flour is starting to disappear where the chocolate is. So see, it's almost done, so I'm happy with that. And now we're going to put our mix-ins in. So now I'm going to put my mix-ins. I've got some dark chocolate. I really like to use a really high percentage of cocoa, so we've got like a 70% dark chocolate, nice and finely chopped. And totally up to you, but you can add some nuts. I'm adding some walnuts today as well. And again, we just want to fold these through until they're just combined. So now our batter's all mixed. I'm just going to put it in my prepared pan and into a preheated oven for 30 to 40 minutes. So we just want to smooth this out in the pan so we get nice even baking, and it's also going to make it look good too. Just want to make that nice and level. Okay, now in the oven. So there you have it, guys. That's our gourmet brownies made from scratch using our egg replacer PANACEG, and we're still going to get that great texture that we know from a traditional brownie. So why don't you try it at home and put in the comment section below what you think about this one.